What if jewels could speak? What stories would they tell us? Stories of love and loss, of the birth and fall of empires, of quiet family joys and lavish balls that have forever entered the annals of history. Today, we shall lift the veil of secrecy from one such piece, a jewel that is not merely an assembly of precious stones and metal, but a living testament to an entire era, a keeper of memories for one of Europe's most aristocratic families. Some jewels are renowned the world over. Others safeguard the quiet histories of a single family, passed down from generation to generation as a symbol of love and continuity. Today, we will speak of a tiara that has become a wedding heirloom for an entire dynasty, and of its remarkable owner, who lived to the age of 105 and was known in high society by the nickname Mamarazzi. In a world where time is relentless, there are individuals who seem to have made a special pact with it. They become living bridges between bygone eras and the present day. Their memories are priceless chronicles, and their lives are a tangible history lesson. One such unique figure is the Dowager Duchess Marianne zu Sayn-Wittgenstein-Sayn. Just consider that number, 105 years. This is not just an age, it is an entire universe of events to which she bore witness. Born in 1919, she saw the fall of old empires, 2 world wars, the birth and flourishing of new technologies, and shifts in cultural paradigms and fashion trends. Princess Marianne, or Manny, as she is affectionately known to her loved ones, is the great-great-granddaughter of the Austrian Empress Maria Theresa, founder of the House of Habsburg-Lorraine. In her veins flows the blood of one of Europe's most powerful dynasties, which imbues her with the aura of a living legend. But Marianne was never merely an aristocrat resting on the laurels of her lineage. She found her true calling in the art of photography. For decades, armed with her faithful Leica camera, she documented the life of European high society from the inside. Her lens captured the candid moments, sincere smiles, and pensive gazes of those we are accustomed to seeing only in formal portraits: kings and queens, Hollywood stars, brilliant artists, and famed couturiers. From Salvador Dali to Yves Saint Laurent, from Grace Kelly to Gianni Agnelli, they were all subjects of her photographic work. It was for this passion and her knack for being at the center of events, always with a camera at the ready, that her close friend, Princess Caroline of Monaco, ironically yet aptly nicknamed her Mamarazzi. The moniker perfectly captured her essence, an aristocrat by birth, a paparazzi by calling. As a true aesthete and artist, Marianne had a passion for all things beautiful, and jewelry was no exception. Her jewel box held pieces with history, but one of them occupies a very special place. It is the tiara known as the Sayn-Wittgenstein-Sayn diamond flower. This jewel, much like its owner, has witnessed the happiest moments in the family's life, a symbol of the unbreakable bond between generations. Let us examine this work of jewelry art more closely. The diamond flower tiara is the embodiment of restrained elegance and sophistication. Its design is deceptively simple, yet it is in this simplicity that its charm lies. It does not shout its magnificence, but rather whispers it delicately. The base is a fine, almost weightless band of classic-cut diamonds set in white gold or platinum. This sparkling river of light gracefully encircles the head, creating the perfect frame for the main decorative element. The composition is crowned by 3 floral motifs, 3 exquisite diamond blossoms. The central flower is slightly larger than the 2 on its flanks, creating a harmonious and balanced asymmetry. Each flower is a small marvel of jewelry craftsmanship. The petals, fashioned from diamonds of various shapes, likely pear-cut and round brilliant, are gathered around a larger central stone. This technique creates the illusion of a living plant, trembling in the light. It is quite possible that the flowers are mounted on special spring settings known as un tremblant, from the French word for to tremble. This antique technique allows the diamonds to quiver slightly with the wearer's every movement, enhancing their brilliance and creating a truly magical, shimmering effect. However, the tiara's most intriguing feature is its origin. The official archives of the House of Wittgenstein-Sayn contain no precise records of the jeweler who created this piece. The most plausible and widely accepted theory is that the tiara was created in the mid-20th century from fragments of older, possibly pre-revolutionary family jewels. The Second World War dealt a devastating blow to many of Germany's aristocratic families, and the Wittgensteins were no exception. Numerous castles were destroyed and treasures were lost or confiscated. It is likely that the diamond flower became a veritable phoenix, reborn from the ashes of past splendor. A jeweler carefully gathered salvaged diamonds from damaged or outdated pieces, perhaps from an old necklace, brooches, or an aigrette, and gave them new life in the form of this elegant, modern, and versatile tiara. Its versatility is another key feature. The design allows the diamond composition to be easily detached from the tiara frame and worn as a necklace. This transformability was very popular in the post-war era, when ostentatious luxury gave way to practical elegance. A single piece that could serve for a grand occasion as a tiara and for a more modest evening look as a necklace was the ideal solution. The general public first saw this family heirloom in 1968. It made its debut at one of the most celebrated weddings of the time, the marriage of Princess Benedict of Denmark, sister of the reigning Queen Margrethe II, and Prince Richard zu Wittgenstein-Berleburg, head of another branch of the same house. At this event, which gathered the crème de la crème of European aristocracy, Princess Marianne appeared in the tiara, which perfectly complemented her elegant attire. The diamond flower shone in her hair, marking not only a joyous occasion for her relatives, but also the birth of a new legend in the history of family jewels. From that moment, the tiara began its glorious history as the principal wedding jewel of the House of Wittgenstein-Sayn. Like a family banner, it was passed from mother to daughter, from aunt to niece, consecrating the most important family unions with its diamond brilliance. Just a year later, in 1969, the tiara was worn by the first bride in its history. Marianne's son, hereditary Prince Alexander zu Wittgenstein-Sayn, married Countess Gabriele von Schönborn-Wiesenthal. On her wedding day, the young countess, now a princess, adorned her hair with none other than the diamond flower. It was a symbolic gesture of welcome into the family, a sign that she was now part of its history and traditions. A year later, in 1970, now as a princess, Gabriele once again appeared in the family jewel at a formal ball, confirming its status as her cherished heirloom. The next chapter in the tiara's story was written in 1973 and is linked to Marianne's daughter, Princess Theresa. Her wedding to Count Luis de Quintanilla, son of the famous Spanish-American aristocrat and spy Aline Griffith, Countess of Romanones, was another glittering high society event. A grand ball was held on the eve of the wedding, where the hostess, Princess Marianne, shone. She wore her tiara, complementing it with a dazzling diamond bracelet that, by an amusing twist of fate, she had borrowed from the groom's mother, her friend, the Countess of Romanones. And the next day, at the most crucial moment during the wedding ceremony, the diamond flower tiara crowned the head of the bride, Princess Theresa. This gesture was incredibly touching. A mother, having removed the jewel from her own person, passed it to her daughter as a blessing for a happy marriage. Incidentally, at that same wedding, another interesting jewelry coincidence occurred, which would take on a new resonance decades later. The groom's mother, the Countess of Romanones, was resplendent in a magnificent emerald tiara. Many years later, this very emerald tiara would find its way into the possession of Corinna zu Wittgenstein-Sayn, the former wife of Marianne's grandson, Prince Casimir, and a figure known for her scandalous connections to the Spanish royal house. Thus, the fates of people and jewels intertwine in peculiar ways. Decades passed, generations, fashions, and the world itself changed. but the tradition established by Marianne remained steadfast. In 2020, more than half a century after its first appearance, the diamond flower tiara once again became the bride's principal adornment. Marianne's granddaughter and the daughter of Prince Alexander and Princess Gabriele, Princess Sophie zu Sayn-Wittgenstein-Sayn, married businessman Arkia Akavan Karazian. For her wedding in Austria, she chose this very family heirloom. Looking at the photographs, we see history come full circle. The tiara, once worn by her grandmother and mother, now graces her, symbolizing the unbreakable bond among the women of one family. The tiara's most recent public appearance to date took place just recently, in June of 2022. It adorned the hereditary Princess zu Sayn-Wittgenstein-Sayn at the long-awaited wedding of the head of the House of Sayn-Wittgenstein-Berleburg, Prince Gustav, and his longtime love, Carina Axelsson. This event once again confirmed the tiara's status as a treasure of the entire Greater Sayn-Wittgenstein clan, not just one of its branches. Thus, the diamond flower tiara is much more than a piece of jewelry. Its value is measured not in carats or by an auction price, where thankfully it will never appear. Its true value lies in the stories it holds. It is a story of revival after war, of the resilience of the aristocratic spirit. It is a chronicle of the happiest of days, of weddings where new families were born and the dynasty continued. It is a symbol of a mother's love, passing to her daughter not just a jewel, but a blessing and a piece of the family's soul. In its cold diamond radiance are reflected the smiles of several generations of brides, and there is no doubt that we will see it again at the future weddings of the princesses of the House of Sayn-Wittgenstein-Sayn. It will continue to carry out its noble mission, connecting the past, present and future of this ancient house. The story of this tiara is one of quiet, familial succession. It was not embroiled in palace coups or the cause of duels. But it is precisely such objects which hold the warmth of human destinies that constitute the true treasury of history. So, we have traced the journey of a single jewel through the decades, from its mysterious birth from the ashes of ancient treasures to its role as a sacred wedding heirloom in our time. The diamond flower tiara of the House of Sayn-Wittgenstein-Sayn and its legendary owner, Princess Marianne, show us how intimately the fates of people and jewels can be intertwined. These cold stones become warm when touched by human feelings and great events. They transform from simple ornaments into silent chroniclers whose stories we can read in their shimmering facets. Have you ever wondered what story your favorite piece of jewelry might tell, whether it's a family heirloom or simply a cherished gift? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We would be very interested to read your stories. And of course, if you enjoyed this journey into the world of aristocratic treasures, don't forget to give this a like, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss new, equally captivating tales of great jewels and their owners.